Hi, I'm Lisa McCoy with Century 21 Sheets. Today I'm with Jeff Love, a senior loan officer with Milestone Home Lending. And today he's going to advise us on 5 things you should consider when you finance a home. Jeff, thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you, Lisa, for the introduction, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to talk to all of you about financing. Credit. So there's a lot of misconception about credit and what is considered feasible for a loan. Whether it's good credit or bad credit, there's a lot of things that go into it, and there's a lot of options that you may or may not have. It's very important that it be reviewed by a reputable lender. There are things that we can do for you considered credit enhancement and rapid rescoring that could change your score from 5 to 30 or 40 points at a time. It takes less than a week to do it, and there's a lot of things. Derogatory accounts, sometimes those are okay. Collections, judgments, student loans, there's a lot of information and guidelines to follow on all of these. It's very important for it to be reviewed by a reputable lender no matter what situation you think you're in. Another thing to consider is income. It doesn't have to be the same job, the same income for 2-year history. There's a lot of things that you can do. Self-employed is okay. Job change is okay. Fluctuating hours is okay. Tip income is okay. Sometimes there are things, unique situations like border income, fixed income, Social Security income. All these things are okay. There are ways that we can calculate the income even if it changes or fluctuates. We may need to look at tax returns, W-2s, things like that, but usually we can find a way to get you approved no matter what your income source. Okay, another thing we want to talk about is down payment. There's a lot of misinformation about what you need for down payment and what consumers typically see in the industry. So, we have programs that require no down payment. We have government loans that may require 3.5% down payment. VA and USDA loans have no down payment requirement. We can do conventional loans with as little as 3% down for a first-time home buyer. So you can put as much as you want down on a property or as little, depending on the type of financing and program that's available. I think the last thing that a lot of consumers have not the full truth on is closing costs or misunderstand closing costs. Closing costs, when it comes to mortgage lending, includes not only the origination fees, which are charged by the lender, but many third-party fees that come from title companies, taxes, homeowners insurance, prepaid daily interest, a various number of costs. Some programs have different closing costs than others, and not all lenders have the same closing costs as well. So that's something that you want to get up front. Make sure when you're talking to a lender that they can identify and break down each fee for you so that you have a complete understanding of what closing costs are going to be required. On a purchase transaction, closing costs cannot be financed into a loan, but they may be able to be paid by the seller so that you don't have to pay for them out of pocket. The last thing we're going to talk about is that make sure when you're getting pre-qualified and the company that you're working with is a reputable lender and you have a reputable loan officer that's experienced in the field. There's a lot of ways that things can go wrong. There are a lot of lenders that don't have a good appetite for risk. They all have various levels of overlays, meaning down payment and credit score requirements can change per lender on each product, depending on what their specific appetite for risk might be. You want to safeguard your transaction and get as much information up front and be ready to have everything go into processing from day one. That will expedite the process. It's going to save your sanity in the transaction because you'll have everything up front. And then when processing and underwriting reviews that, then you're going to have a much faster transaction. And it'll save you lots of stress. Your real estate agent won't pull their hair out, and it becomes a very happy scenario versus a very stressful scenario.
Jeff, thank you so much for that great information. If you'd like more information about home financing, go to milestonehl.com where you can find Jeff. For a free home buyer or home seller consultation, contact me directly, Lisa McCoy, 317-371-1189, or email me at lmccoy@c21sheets.com. Also, follow my Facebook page, McCoy Moves You, for some other inside real estate tips.